Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3 could be Fortnite's new prime, because they took a simple proof of concept season and made it an addicting yet extremely fun Fortnite season. But before we get to anything special, hi, my name is KDG, an up-and-coming Fortnite and Storytime YouTuber. You may know me from my original channel, King Loves Cookies, but if you don't mind, please consider subscribing. It's free and helps me more than you could ever imagine. But let's get back to the video, because we have a lot to talk about. So first, we'll be discussing one of the most important parts of a Fortnite season, where it's played, the map. Now, when I tell you that this map is probably the best we've had in months, I'm not lying. With the way the Fortnite storyline works, it has always been possible for them to separate the map using 0-point realities, and they finally did it, having different 0-point strands separate different realities that lead to different biomes. It even carries on with the spirit of its event, having a sort of shattered or maybe even leaf look to it. This honestly makes it to where anywhere I drop, I still have an amazing time. Now, there is one major incentive to explore this map: sprites. Sprites are the new, or I guess not so new, flagship mechanic of Chapter 7 Season 3. Just like how Season 2 had its rivalries, Season 3 has sprites. So what are sprites, you may be asking? Well, sprites were originally introduced in Chapter 6 Season 1 as a sort of experimental mechanic. They were these small little cute elemental creatures that when thrown down had their own little effects. But now with their Chapter 7 Season 3 revamp, they act more as medallions or boons, being equipable to gain passive buffs. For example, the sprite you see right now on my back is the demonic sprite, and basically it grants you siphon of health and shields whenever you kill an opponent. Now, I'm not going to talk about the controversy that is literally buying rare sprites, because this isn't a video about controversy, but one thing I have to say about sprites is that I wish they were a bit more noticeable. Like currently, in just one day of playing, I had 2 sprites mastered. I used both sprites after having them mastered, and it really didn't feel like they made much of an impact in my game. Now, I do get it. If they were strong enough, it would give an extreme competitive advantage to players who are, well, been playing this season for a while. Think about this. Someone comes in 5 days late because they had something to do. They come back and everyone has crazy sprites on their back and are instantly eliminating you. That wouldn't seem very fair. So the lack of real competitive advantage actually does make sense in hindsight. And next up, we'll be discussing the part that makes the most money for Epic Games: cosmetics. Now, when this battle pass was initially revealed, I had extremely high hopes. Well, not that extreme, but you know what I mean. And I feel like it does its job. Most of the season was focused on the gameplay mechanics, and I guess they couldn't focus crazy amounts on the battle pass. It still is a great battle pass, but nothing crazy. It's just a middle-of-the-line battle pass with a couple key skins, including the new customizable mech sprite skin. Now, this is obviously the highlight of this battle pass, and it makes me want to grind this game a lot. Now, we've discussed the cosmetics, but we haven't discussed what the cosmetics will be holding, aka the loophole. So the loophole this season is extremely interesting, but also very similar to the previous season, because just like Chapter 7 Season 2, each class basically has one weapon that dominates the rest of it. For the shotguns, it's the Chaos Reloader shotgun. For the assault rifles, it's the Chaos Exploder shotgun. And for the SMGs, it's the Flex SMG. Now, that statement isn't completely true when it comes to SMGs. The Stinger SMG and pistol are still very viable. But overall, I feel like this loot pool is still a solid loot pool with some unique guns, including the new range shotgun, which I think is extremely underrated. It's not insane, but it's actually pretty underrated. I almost forgot to mention the mobility. Now, there are 2 main forms of mobility, and that is the 7 sliders and the new yellow shockwaves. Well, they're not that new, but you understand my point. The 7 sliders are amazing, especially with the mythic version. It is a top 5 mobility item of all time. Now, Chapter 7 Season 3, in a nutshell, it's a great season. Is it Fortnite's new prime? Probably not, but it's honestly just an amazing season that keeps you playing every single day, and I'm excited to see how it fleshes out, especially how the rest of the chapter fleshes out. Anyway, with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.